Servus Männer, it's Red Pill Germany again. It is becoming more and more clear to many Germans, even to the ones that didn't think so initially, that the measures, or at least the legal framework in which all these health measures that we have right now in Germany, all these restrictions that take away our rights and that limit us in our daily lives, they are here to stay permanently. And as I already indicated by the way I phrased it, it doesn't mean that they're active all the time. The politicians, they can switch them on and off if they want to, but they want to come to a state, they want to come to an arrangement where they don't have to have any fundamental discussions anymore. They can just switch them on and off as they please, as they engineer a situation where there is a perceived danger or a perceived threat, and then boom, then the constitution is gone, all the rights that we have, all the freedoms that we have gone, and no longer really practiced or active or whatever verbal construction or whatever linguistic monstrosity you want to use in order to describe that. So this is a very technocratic way of thinking about that. They really think that they're sitting in some kind of a operation control room and they have these dials and switches and they can just, tailor the situation as, or they can just use these mechanisms now as they deem fit, for a certain situation, as they see fit. I'm actually on the way to taking a walk today because it is Monday afternoon, and on Mondays Germans normally take a walk, if you haven't known already. So I just wanted to share that with you, and now I want to add some details. For example, they said that all the measures will end on the 20th of March, something like the beginning of spring or something, like the warmer season will start and then we don't need these measures anymore. So what the public thought, or what many naive people thought, they thought that, then all these measures are really over and we return to the state as it was before. No, that means they're just temporarily not enforced anymore, but all these changes, they will stay in effect and they will just be dormant, or however you want to phrase that, and they can, as I said, they can bring them back with the push of a button, basically. And that will not require any big discussions or any big effort from their side anymore. And that means they even go that far as to say that we will not even end the enforcement of all the measures on March 20th. And that is the crazy thing. So they're saying it would be foolish to give away this power. They literally say that. All these tests and all the mask mandates for schools, for example, they want to keep them. And they said, the vulnerable sectors of society, such as nursing homes, hospitals, and schools. And I think, okay. In that context, if you have this respiratory virus, it attacks the lungs, blah, blah, blah. It's like a cold or a flu or whatever. Sure, like the elderly, they are a vulnerable group. I get that. So nursing homes, retirement homes, I get that. And maybe people who are immunocompromised from some surgery or from some treatment they get at some special wings at a hospital, sure. But schools? I mean, children are basically not affected by that. They are they are the least affected, and if you look into the numbers, you see that there are basically no victims under a certain age threshold, and this is probably noise or misallocations or some other severe other things that these younger people suffered from. But children are not at risk whatsoever, and they're literally saying that schools are one of the vulnerable sectors that need to be protected. Protected from you guys, but not from any viruses, I'm sure. So that is as far as it goes. And they also said, for example, that they still want to enforce these 3G rules at the workplace. So that means you must be jabbed, you must be recovered, or you must be daily tested. So daily testing will stay. But at the same time, they say that all measures end on March 20th. At this point, I mean, if this whole the last 2 years, let's say, if that taught them anything, apparently, then that they can get away with anything. That they can just, no lie can be crude or stupid enough, and but the public still believes it and goes along with it and doesn't really make any problems for them. That is apparently the lesson that this was for them. Yeah. So, and now one more interesting thing, I guess, is that I think it's interesting the way they phrase that, and this is so in line with everything else we've seen so far in the last years. They just start calling things by different names and using different words, and then they think that the rules don't apply anymore, or what was discussed or agreed upon before doesn't apply anymore. I want to give you a current example. So they said, as I said already, all measures will end on March 20th. But now they said, yeah, the measures will end, but we will keep some basic package of protection or whatever. I mean, I don't know how to phrase that in English properly, but it's a translation. So basic protection package or basic protection program. So that is a new word, a new concept that they created, a new set of words, basically, and they think it changes anything. So if they just say, okay, this is the sum of rules, or this is the collection of rules that we want to keep, and we call that now basic protection package, but at the same time they still claim that all measures end. Because these basic protection measures, they're not measures, they're basic protection program. It's just crazy. So they're just coming up with new concepts and new labels and words and slogans, and they think that they get away with that. This is really insane. We've arrived now at a point where it is absolutely crazy. I am at a loss for words somehow to describe to you just how brain dead and retarded and stupid all this is. And the most frustrating or blackpilling part is that there seems to be nobody but the usual suspects who are in disagreement with that. The general public is just going along with this. I think I'm surrounded by absolute morons. I think like 90% of Germans have completely lost it. I mean, they have been so abused, apparently, that they don't even know what's going on anymore. And it is, once again, it seems to be very easy for politicians to just create a new slogan and just contradict completely what you said yesterday. And by the way, what you're still claiming today, and get away with it. And that's where we are right now. So, they say all measures end on March 20th. And this is why I think on March 16th they want to propose this new law for the how should I say that now? For the forced injections, or for some pharmaceutical product that you have to take, and we don't really know what kind of proposal will actually make the race, or if it's going to be one like this or one like that or none at all. So there is a proposal that is from the age of 18, there is another one from the age of 50, and then there is I think none at all. I mean, if they're all not ratified, if they don't go through in Parliament, then maybe nothing. I don't know, but so they want to propose it on the 16th, and then on the 18th they want to vote on it, I think, and that is because the measures should end on the 20th. So they want to get this done before it is too late from their perspective. So they are pretty much saying, yes, the measures will end, wink wink, which is not true, of course, as I just told you, but we want to get the, forced pharmaceutical product injection on the way just the same. So while many countries are opening up, many countries are ending some measures, and not many countries have decided on this forcing or bullying the population into getting these jabs. Austria now, they have basically said, yes, it is law, but we won't enforce it really seriously right now. But they can do it at any time, just like I told you in the case of Germany. Once it is law, they can switch it off, but they can switch it on again. And that is the enforcement, of course. Enforcing it can be just, switched on and off as they please. All right, so that is the rather black-pilling situation from Germany right now. It seems like, our way of life and our country are pretty much, falling apart, and nobody seems to care. Or, and that is worse, they're even applauding it. Anyway, I will keep you posted, and I'm going for a walk now. See you guys, or hear from you again, I hope, in the comments soon. Servus, Kameraden.